Yeah. Have a good one, Carlos. So today, did a lot of good pre-last drilling. A lot of ducks in. Today I got 150 reps in, so that's good for ducks. And then another 10 minutes of shadow. My partner didn't show up, but that's all right. That's just happens. More solo drilling for me. Anyone else notice that everyone seems to want to grapple and no one seems to want to drill? It's just, I guess it's just weird to me. I feel like there's people who want to grapple all the time, yet they've never even done an arm bar 100 times, like in their entire life. They've been doing jiu-jitsu for like 6 months. They still haven't even done an arm bar 100 times, but they want to make sure they jump in there and feel strong and grapple and hold someone down. It's not what it's about for me. It's just, I've noticed the more you drill, the better you get. And I think it's as easy as that. Like, the more you do a move, the better you are at it, the more you're going to pull it off when you're grappling live. I think it's as easy as that. So there was this guy on Twitter. He's actually, I met him, or first saw him on Tumblr. But anyway, I saw it on Twitter. He was putting up a video, and it was about the 5 reasons why jiu-jitsu people are choosing wrestling over judo. And one thing that he didn't mention, he mentioned a lot of good things, by the way. You can check him out, probably link him up. Anyway, one of the things that he mentioned, or didn't mention, the thing that he didn't mention that I thought was actually the most important was that judo is not integrated into the high school or college systems. I mean, some colleges have club teams for judo or jiu-jitsu, but they're not really integrated like wrestling is. And that gives it an infrastructure for good coaching to come about, because those positions become paid positions, and they just slowly, as you can imagine, they slowly build value over time, and it becomes a community around like a high school team. Like for instance, my high school, Foothill, I've been out of high school for like 4 years now, and still, like, I go in there and I wrestle with them and I help them out because we built a community around that. Regardless that it's a school-oriented sport, I don't even think about the school. Like, to me, I don't care if Foothill's football team does good. It's all about the wrestling team for me, because that's the only thing I really care about. And just having that system, that big system and pool of kids that to train with and make you better and better. That's what wrestling gives you over judo. Because judo, you need money to go to a school, you need to pay for certain things, you get a gi. In wrestling, you figure out who the wrestling coach is at the high school, and you join, and you pay very little money. And that's pretty much the bottom line. Is it's like almost zero. There's like zero barriers to entry for wrestling, whereas judo, you have a few things that are required. You're gonna need some money, whereas wrestling, you really don't. As a matter of fact, in college, they would give us money. They'd give us food money to go to tournaments and stuff, so it always felt like we were getting paid to wrestle. It was a good time. However, one of the points that the Grappler Going Abroad had was he talked about how that the skills are more easily picked up. So like wrestling, it might be tougher sometimes, but the moves themselves are easier to pick up. Whereas I don't have to drill as long on these trips and throws that might not always work out. I have to master those. I have to use them over and over and over. Whereas wrestling, you can kind of pick up the move and use it on certain people fairly easily, and that gives you more confidence. So the idea is that wrestling, I feel like, has better infrastructure. And then the second part is a lot like what the Grappler Going Abroad said. They're more useful moves for Jiu-Jitsu because there's not these barred holds for the most part, because now, at least modern judo, there's a lot of barred holds. You can't go for the legs, you can't shoot on them. So that takes away some options for when you're grappling in Jiu-Jitsu that you can actually use. So essentially, I just think that the rule set for wrestling favors Jiu-Jitsu rather than judo. So overall, it just seems like wrestling has a better set. Just the skill sets are there. Not to say that judo can't help you. Judos definitely can, but I feel like you have to be a master at judo for it to be a truly effective jiu-jitsu. Wrestling time. Wrestling time. About to leave cause it's wrestling time. That's right. Look at that. It's called wrestling hair. It's ready to wrestle. Not ready to look cool, not ready to look pretty, not ready to pick up chicks, ready to wrestle.